Okay, so I'm Sarah Scott. This is my stroke anniversary. Not actually yet, it will be next weekend, but I am away and that's why I'm doing it today. So I am at home. I have a house now, and my mum is at her house as well. So we're not actually together.
I'm in
So,
Devon,
yeah.
which
So
is quite a long way from Sarah.
this is why we're doing it this way, and hopefully this will be good. Okay, so I've been thinking about what to say for this year. My big change is I'm married.
Yay.
Yeah.
Only 3 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's on the way.
It was really good. It didn't rain, which was in the UK it rains a lot. So we were like very lucky. So yeah.
And it was in the middle of the countryside in Cambridgeshire, wasn't it? In a barn.
So we wanted, if it was nice and not raining, we wanted the I can't say it every time. I can't say it. The ceremony to be outside. So the day they said, "Are you still would like to do it outside?" And I said yes, thinking they're going to say sorry, no. And they said, we need to check. The registry people are like, they'll say yes and no depending on about the weather. If it's like windy a lot, or if it rains, or if it's too cold, they can't do it. So they said yes. So we did it outside, which was really good. Like Stuart and we were so happy because that's what we wanted, because the venue outside is lovely. There's lots of animals there, lots of nice like flowers, and it was really nice. So it was really nice. But I was really worried because I needed to do my vows, and I researched a lot. I went to like lots of like different websites, and it was really challenging to see. They said if you have a disability, what things, but it was more to do with when you couldn't walk or you have an issue with walking. And for me, that was not the challenging. It was to do with my speech because I have aphasia. And I couldn't see anything out there. I went to like Twitter as well, and like Facebook, and like I couldn't see anything that would be useful. So I was really scared because when there's words that you don't say normally, the words that you need to say, it's going to really be challenging to remember. And if it's difficult to say when you have aphasia, I was like, if you need to say it, what if I couldn't do it?
Was there some things that you need to say by law to make your marriage?
Yeah.
So we even asked the Royal College of Speech and Language Therapists, and nobody seemed to have that information, did they?
No. So the good thing is they have a few different different options to say. So one of the options that I needed to say, I could just say I am, I think, or something like that.
It was like, are you willing to blah blah blah?
Yeah, but what I needed to say was that, like a small, well, 2 words. That was, so I was like, okay, I'm going to say that. You also can say, so Stuart could pick a different word, so I think he picked something else. I was just thinking about myself, just thinking about what I needed to say. And then that was to do with, I think, that you're not married before, so you can actually be married to Stuart. And then I think the other one was,
the other bit, they broke up into chunks of like 3 words that you could repeat, didn't they?
So I emailed them saying that I have aphasia, and I said I'm not worried, but like, is there, so the sentences that I needed to say, can I, when I'm practicing, if there's couples that would be easier to say, can you tailor it to me? So when you say, you need to say whatever and I need to say it, that it will be like, really hard to say, but like, so there's going to be some words that will be more difficult. So if I have a word that I can say and then a word in between that's difficult and then another word that I can say, then it will maybe flow better for me. So I did that. They said that's fine. I said also that you have the form and you say this is what I needed to say. They also have, like, at the bottom, if you have any other issues and stuff like that. So I said I have aphasia, it's difficulty with my speech, that it could be good if they can talk kind of not quickly, just being not slow, but kind of, and also the words that I want together. So they said that's fine. And when we were actually there, normally they talk before the ceremony, and normally you'll be alone, but because I have my communication difficulty, they said you can have another person. So my mum was there with me if I need to support, or if there's any words that I couldn't say or anything. And they were really, really nice, and they said, don't worry.
That was quite difficult though, because it was like a form where you had to say what your mum did for a living, what your dad did for a living, and dates and ages and things like that. So it's quite a complicated form, but they were very good actually. And one thing that you were kind of stuck on, you kept saying Stuart's dad's name instead of his name when you were practicing. You got kind of stuck on that.
Yeah, so when I was practicing, I don't know, maybe it's just one of the times that I said a different word, and then when I'm nervous, then I was just doing the other name, and then I was really worried, thinking for the wedding I'm going to say the other word, and
exactly.
It did actually, when I was practicing all the time, and actually for the day it was fine.
It was all perfect. It was all very perfect. So
it was not perfect, because there was one word that it was wrong, but I just said it again, and that's fine. And for me, as long as at the end of the day I finished it and I'm married now, that was the.
But it did kind of dominate your thinking a little bit before the wedding, didn't it? Because you were anxious about that.
That was the only thing that I was worried about. That was the only issue. That's the only thing that I was thinking about, that if I can't say it, I can't be married to Stuart. And that was, I've paid a lot of money, and all of my friends and family, and what if I couldn't say it? And also it's I know it's people that I know, but there's a lot of people, and it would be horrible if I couldn't say it.
And you said that before the wedding there were lots of phone calls to make, because although some people think that you fully recovered from your stroke, there's lots of invisible things going on with numbers and phone calls and writing and things like that are challenging. So you said Stuart helped a lot with that.
Yeah, so I did lots of research, and picked out things, and I did ask Stuart, and we talked about it, but I did lots of research, but it's annoying that I couldn't just phone them up and book things. Stuart needed to help me all the time, which was hard when Stuart's busy doing other things, and I wish I could like help, but he's really supported me a lot. And it was a lot of, because they'll say, what's the date for the wedding, and I'll be like, I can't say it, and the time that the wedding starts, all of numbers, which is difficult for me and I don't understand, and
prices, and
yeah
money.
Exactly. So it's been
and you said that on the wedding day somebody came up and asked you something, they just wanted a quick answer, and your sister was with you.
Yeah, so when we were doing our makeup and hair, the person that was like running the event that day, she was really nice, but she didn't know that I had aphasia, and she said like about like a person that was supposed to be there at a certain time, and obviously, and I was like, didn't really understand, and she was talking very quickly, and I was like, just didn't have enough time to be like, I have aphasia. They're going to be like, what is aphasia? So my sister was there, so she was like, yeah, that's fine. And she was there, so she really helped me, because sorry, my cat is meowing, if you could hear that, I don't know, people just don't think, I guess.
And at the wedding, a lot of people said to me, oh, Sarah's back to normal now, you wouldn't know she's had a stroke. But how do you think people with aphasia feel when people say that about them? Because you say you feel like a different person in lots of ways.
I think it's nice that people think that, and maybe I think some people think it's a good idea to say that, so that, I don't know, it's a nice feeling, but it's not really, because to yourself what you were like before, and I know that I have changed and my speech is different, and I know that, so I don't need to have people saying that, because I know that, but I don't know, you also change as well. Having a stroke is a horrible thing, and you change because I don't know, your normal kind of life has changed, and the things that you think you are really good at, and the things that now you can't do. Like I was really good at reading and writing, and then I can't, and I was like, well, and then my speech is affected as well, and all of that, and you just don't really think about the bad things. You want to be positive all the time, and I think that's a good thing. And I think when they say, when people say that, I know that they're doing it because they think that that's a nice, good, and it is nice. But yes, I work full time, but I have my apps. So if I have an email, I have my apps and they help me. So I can't read and write big emails. I need to have my phone.
It takes you a long time to do things that people take for granted. One of the people that comes to our stroke group, she was going on holiday with some of her friends on her own, and she had a little meeting with them to try and explain to them what they could do to help her, and it was kind of difficult. But do you think things like that are useful to try and get your friends and family to sort of understand?
I've not done that, because a lot of my friends are friends after my stroke. I think it's more difficult people before your stroke, when you were friends before, I think. And sometimes people forgot what you can't do. And sometimes I did a I think it was one of my friends' birthday, and all of my friends that I know, and it was what was it? It was just a game, and they were saying about numbers. So I understand when I can see it, but when people hear a word, I don't understand. So all of them were just hearing it and be like that, but I need to actually see it. So every time I was sitting down, but I was standing up and was like, okay, then I understand. So I did it again and again. And one of my friends was like, what, why are you doing that? And I was like, because I have aphasia and I don't understand what the number that you're saying. And he was like, oh.
Yeah.
I think people just forget, which is it's a nice feeling that people think I'm just another friend. It's not like Sarah that had a stroke. It's I've just got a friend. So it's not a bad thing, but sometimes you just be like, remember, I don't understand numbers. And they were like, oh, sorry. It's just, don't be like worried to just say, remember. And
also you're quite a confident, much more confident than you used to be when you first had a stroke. So confidence for people with aphasia is a hard thing, isn't it?
But I think sometimes I don't want to say it. But sometimes it's like it's the best thing, because don't be like scared of something that you can't like change. This is what you have, and yeah, it's more like the people that you go out that could be more
strangers.
Yeah, but you can still say I had a stroke and I have aphasia.
I remember the first time you ordered a coffee in Starbucks or somewhere like that, and you phoned me up because you were so proud that you could ask for something specific, and that seems a long time ago, but that was a big milestone.
Yeah, but also when you go out and talk to people, if there's more people saying the same thing, that what is aphasia, what's that mean, like if there's more likely that people understand what it was and what it is, and raising awareness is always a key thing. I think in the UK people just, I think, are very scared. I think we know that people that have aphasia in America are more like are happy talking to people that you don't know and going out and having dinner and saying, I have aphasia, this is what it means. If we have difficulty, like, to read things, if there was a picture, that would be better. I think in the UK, we are more like, I don't want to go out.
You need to go. But you are very confident. You did a special dance with Stuart at your wedding, didn't you? Which
Stuart created the dance and I was just there. But yeah, he picked me up, which we were really scared because of my dress. But we did it. So that was good.
Is there anything else you want to say before we finish?
Have we actually said how many years I had my stroke?
Do you want to tell us how many years?
Well, I can't, because we tried to practice.
You can count on your fingers. Let's show you. Yeah.
That many years.
14.
Yeah. So
and stroke recovery never ends, does it? There's no such thing as a plateau. So you had your intensive therapy 5 years after your stroke and it was still effective. So never give up hope.
Yeah. And just remember, I do the videos and I'll do it forever if people still want to watch it. But there's other people that have aphasia as well. And I would love it if there was more people that do videos like me. So please do it. Okay.
Goodbye.
See ya. Bye. Bye.